Alright guys, we've got the best battle of the year so far, with the best Sony versus the best iPhone. So let's get right to it. Now, the Sony has the most features of any phone, and it also has excellent specs, while the iPhone is an amazing all-rounder, and has excellent cameras, speakers, battery, and more. So for the first test boot up, we have advantage for the iPhone. And now the Sony's up. Alright, so now for the specs. The iPhone has a slightly larger display, but the Sony's 4K. The iPhone has an extra camera on the front for Face ID. And on the back, both phones have a quad camera setup. The iPhone has more options for storage, but the Sony supports micro SD. The Sony has a larger battery, and it also has double the RAM. Both phones are water resistant, but don't actually try this. Now at the bottom we have Type-C versus Lightning port. Both support wireless charging, and believe it or not, the Sony has a headphone jack. And on the back, both are glass. Both phones support 5G, and the Sony's more expensive. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright guys, get into it. So first you have Reddit, iPhone, eBay, Sony, YouTube, Sony, Instagram, Sony, Amazon, again the Sony, and last basic app we have photos. Alright, so for the basic apps, advantage for the Sony. Now for gaming, first you have PUBG. This is one the iPhone is pretty strong at, and yeah, iPhone takes it. Next up we have Call of Duty, one that Androids are pretty strong at. Sony wins for COD. Genshin. This was the most requested new game by you guys. Sony, Mario Run, slight advantage for the Sony, Animal Crossing, iPhone, Fire Emblem, Sony, Temple Run, this one is the iPhone, Birdstow, the iPhone pulls ahead, but the Sony takes it. Alright, now we would run Fortnite, but not available for iOS. So for Geekbench, we'll run this in a few. And now for Chrome vs Safari. And as always, we'll correct the web history. Alright, so first we have IGN, Sony, INB, iPhone, Sony.com, iPhone, and lastly Apple. Advantage for the Sony. So overall 2-2. Eyes of Glory, no copyright. Now for the speakers. Now both phones have dual speakers. And first you have the Sony. iPhone, back to Sony, and last time here. Okay, so the Sony speakers are excellent quality, but the iPhones are just a lot louder, much stronger bass. So I would give this one to the max. But hey guys, tell me your preference. Now for the fingerprint, which is on the side right here. It's also the power. For Face ID, so a bit quicker for the fingerprint. Now for the batteries. And we'll just run temp run. Alright, so we'll be back in a few. Alright, so 4 hours in. Let's go and check in. We have advantage here for the iPhone. Now, keep in mind the Sony has a larger battery, but it also has a 4K display, which will drain the battery quicker. Time now for RAM. So back to the start with Reddit. Nice job there. eBay. A slight refresh for the iPhone. YouTube. Instagram. Nice job there. Amazon. Again, nice job there. Photos. Alright, so now for gaming. So going back into PUBG, and both hold it. Call of Duty, Genshin, both hold it. Mario Run, nice job there. Animal Crossing, both hold it. Fire Emblem, nice job there. And for future tests, guys, I'll make it tougher for the Sony. Temple Run, again, both hold it. Birds 2, nice job there. And now for Geekbench. And you see the iPhone overheating here a bit with the dim screen, but it does win for Geekbench. Now for the camera speed. So very similar. Next we have the front cameras. This is the first Sony to support 60 FPS. And we also have the stabilization. Now for the rear cameras. And the stabilization. Now switching to the wide. So there's the wide. And once again, the stabilization. We also have the maximum zoom. Alright, so that zoom did not really line up. So just filming another version. You see it's further for the Sony. So 15.6 versus 9. Alright guys, so let me know in the comments below which phone won. Now, I do think the Sony is a much more complete phone. So of course stuff like micro SD card support, the headphone jack, and even a lot of stuff I did not mention, like always on display and a lot more camera modes. But that said, in terms of the tests themselves, I thought pretty close here. So it really comes down to if you want to spend more money for the Sony, and which OS you prefer. But yeah guys, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more. And I'll see you next video.